and welcome, I am Zombie Kitty and welcome back to another reaction video. So, over the weekend I was at Comic Con, I was at the MCM London Comic Con, the vlog is now up. I had a fantastic time, it was amazing, but Jacksepticeye on Halloween uploaded the first part of the Iris project. So this is his ego universe that he's sort of been dropping hints for. I think it was since September or something. I can't quite remember. This is the first part of, well, I guess the second part because we already watched the Watcher video. But this is like the first big introduction to the Ego sort of proper universe now. I want to just be upfront about this. This is not a blind reaction. So, on Halloween, I was planning on doing something for Halloween. As you'll notice, there won't be a Jurassic World exhibition vlog. Just because I was going to do that with my friend on Halloween. And what ended up happening was I woke up and literally, because I'd done so much walking around and, talking, stuff like that, I was really tired. In a good way, but I was really tired after Comic Con. So I pretty much just spent the day in my hotel room, pretty much. So I did end up getting involved in the Iris project when it first was uploaded. So what it was originally was an interactive live stream where it would give you different images of the areas of the Iris facility, the Iris facility. And with each image that came up, so it would show you like a different room. It's like a generator room or a boiler room or like a computer office and stuff like that. And with each room it gave you like a timer. And in these sections there were puzzles to solve. So the puzzles then unlocked clips that are to do with the Iris project, which was really, really cool. I will admit, I think it was the first half hour of the stream, because no one expected it to be this. I think we all just thought there was going to be a series of videos uploaded and that was it. So for the first half hour, I will be honest, and I feel really guilty about thinking this actually. For the first half hour, I was a bit like, okay, well, this wasn't really what I wanted. I just wanted the videos. But actually, once everyone, because we weren't given instructions or anything. We didn't even know until Jack put it up on the Discord server that it was interactive. So it took a while for people to kind of get that idea. And once things got going, I actually got really invested, really enjoyed it. The amount of work that's gone into that went into the interactive live stream was amazing, and oh my god, it was quite an incredible experience. However, I'm going to talk about this now. I'll put timestamps in the video actually, because we'll go through the video, the clips, and then I want to go through them again, maybe. But my biggest problems with the live stream was something that, to be honest, was completely out of their control. It's not with the live stream itself. Firstly, it's a really cool idea in theory, you know, people tapping commands into the chat to solve puzzles and blah blah blah. But when you got 40,000 people all taking part at the same time, there's going to be some issues. I never ever want to see that blooming pipe puzzle ever again. I never want to see that again. We couldn't even beat tic-tac-toe. Yes, this is what we had to deal with. Whenever we got around to the bathroom or the boiler room that had those puzzles, my heart just sank. Oh my god. But after a while, it just kind of got funny. It got really stressful, and then after a while, I was just like, this is really silly. This is really funny. 40,000 people can't even do this. So yeah, it was a really good idea, but I think the issues with the amount of people who were watching and taking part, and also Jack did end up saying that yes, they actually had a really, they ended up suffering like a serious amount of lag, which meant that, because he did a live stream yesterday at the time of recording, So I think it was on the 2nd of November, he did a live stream basically going through like the making of the clips and all of that lot, which was actually, it was a lot of fun. I haven't watched all of it because I ended up having dinner and stuff and had to do other things. So I think I watched half of it, half the live stream. But he basically said that there was, I think it was like a 20-second lag between when we saw the next picture come up to when they saw it, or something like that. There was like a 20-second lag between us and them, which obviously would cause problems when you've got a timer with a puzzle. So there were a couple that we didn't manage to do. So there was a padlock one, so we had to put a code into a padlock, and the interesting thing about that thing was that, camera focus please, but the interesting thing about that one is that it had a label below it saying warning existential threat. So I think the idea of this was that we were breaking Antisepticeye out of containment. I think that was the theory behind it anyway. But yeah, it was a lot of fun once everyone figured out what to do, once we realised actually what worked, what didn't, once we realised it was interactive as well. That was the other thing, because there was a lot of people going, oh, this isn't interactive, like stop spamming stuff. Turns out it was, and those commands were actually doing something. It got a lot more enjoyable once people realised what was going on and actually what to do. So yeah, so we're going to get into the clips now, because Jack did upload only the clips on their own. I think it was pretty much like an hour after the live stream ended. A couple of things I forgot to mention actually, and unfortunately I did take screenshots of this, but the thumbnail has changed a couple of times. So unfortunately I didn't get screenshots of this. But the first thumbnail was of Chase looking really upset and stressed. The second one was of him, I think, in red lighting, looking scared. And now what it is Anti in red lighting. So it's interesting that it's kind of changed thumbnails a few times. I don't know if that's supposed to mean anything. I don't really know. But yeah, let's get into these clips. You'll notice as well I did turn up my lighting because it was really dark.
Can you state your name for the record, sir?
Chase Brody.
Mr. Brody is a 5'8" white male, mid-30s. He was described as having appeared out of thin air by a passerby on the top level of a parking garage. Mr. Brody, can you tell us how you ended up at this location?
I have no idea. I mean, 1 second I was one place, and the next thing I know I'm somewhere else. Wait, what's going on? Where am I?
You're safe, that's all you need to know. So you don't have any recollection of how you got here?
No, I have no idea.
Subject has no recollection of spatial transition.
Wait, excuse me? Subject?
Apologies.
That's a bit harsh.
What do you remember, Mr. Brody?
I was in the woods, and then I wasn't.
Yeah, I think this is supposed to take
What
place
were you doing
immediately after the Chase short that we reacted to a couple years ago.
If it's important or not, Mr. Brody. What were you doing in the woods?
Also, yeah, apologies, because I've already seen this, I apologise that I probably talk over this quite a lot.
Do you recognize this facility?
Well, I don't recognize you, but this building is familiar. It's like I've been here before.
Mr. Brody, I assure you that you've never been to this facility before. We have no records of you even stepping foot in this building.
No, it's not like that. There's an energy here that I've felt before. But it's probably just deja vu or something.
Have you experienced other instances of this?
Like what? What do you mean?
Like feelings like deja vu, like something's happened before.
Yeah, of course, but I mean, everybody has. It's just the mind playing tricks on you.
Have you had any other similar experiences, like seeing things that aren't there, strange objects appearing out of nowhere, losing track of time?
No, I don't know. It's hard to tell.
Of course. Mr. Brody, have you ever heard of Alter 114209?
No. I have no idea what that is. Wait, what's going on? Why am I here?
You're here, Mr. Brody, because we deem it necessary. Note, indicators show subject is lying about knowledge of Alter 11.409. Use of the Dr. Hopkins assessment might be needed going
Completely
forward.
ignored him.
I'm not lying. I told you guys, I have no idea what that is.
Don't worry, Mr. Brody. We here at Iris will get to the bottom of this.
Get to the bottom of what? When can I go home?
We're afraid that's not possible right now.
Well, you can't just keep me here.
Try to get some rest, Mr. Brody.
Yeah, they
Tomorrow
can.
will be a big day. This concludes our session.
Yep, they can keep you there. Okay, I'm going to just pause. I might pause in between clips actually. So, the first one was, what was the first thing he just said? He said that, I feel like I'd been here before, like this energy is something that I recognise. I don't know what I want to say now or say later, because obviously I've seen all of this before and I assume most of you guys have already seen this. But I still feel like I don't really want to spoil things until I get to a certain point. The other thing as well, it's interesting that he says, oh, I'm not lying, when he gave the response and they were like, oh, he's lying about knowing Alter, what was it? 1-4 something. The thing is that he's telling the truth, technically. So, if you don't know, I will spoil this. The Alter they're talking about is Anti. So they're asking him, have you had contact with this Alter? Have you had contact with Anti? And Chase is saying no. So it seems like Anti seems to wipe his memory or make his memory a bit fuzzy when he comes into contact with him. So technically he's telling the truth, but also, yeah, he's lying as well. He just doesn't realise it. Because he has met him before but doesn't know about it or doesn't remember. Okay, let's continue on to the next clip. I might like pause in between just to get my thoughts. Next clip.
The date is October 19th, 2019, and we are interviewing Chase Brody again. Use of the Dr. Hopkins assessment has been approved. Good morning, Mr. Brody.
Is it?
We're going to ask you a series of questions to determine your state of mind. Now keep in mind we can detect if you're lying, so please try to answer truthfully. You okay with this, Mr. Brody?
Do I have a choice?
Is your name Chase Brody?
Wait, shouldn't I be hooked up to like a bunch of wires or something?
I assure you our technology is quite capable.
Yeah, because of the Watcher.
I will repeat the question, is your name Chase Brody?
He looks worse in this one than he did in the last clip.
Yeah.
Are you 34 years old?
Yes.
Are you taking the Dr. Hopkins assessment right now?
Yeah, I guess.
On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the lowest and 10 being the highest, how would you describe your current mental state?
Why do you need to know that?
Please just answer the questions.
I don't know. A 4.
Have you ever felt an attack of fear or anxiety?
Yes, of course.
Do you feel safe?
Right now? No.
Do you regret your decisions?
What?
Do you regret your decisions?
About what? You're gonna have to be more specific.
Do you know where you are?
It's like just changed. I think I get it though.
Somewhere in Iris.
Do you know why you're here?
No. I keep telling you guys, I have no idea.
Have you ever heard of Alter 114209?
Yeah, here we go again.
No, I told you yesterday. I have no idea what that is.
What was the first time you came into contact with Alter 114209?
Yeah, he's
Are you
not
even listening?
No.
How many times do I have to tell you, I have no idea what that is?
Alright, moving on, Mr. Brody. How many pictures have been shown to you so far?
Pictures? None.
How many sounds have been played for you?
None.
Are you easily startled?
No.
I really thought there was going to be a
mean,
jump scare at that moment.
Maybe? I don't know. It depends on the situation.
What's the worst pain you've ever felt?
I don't know, I can't remember.
Do you believe in God?
It's a bit of a loaded question, don't you think?
Yeah, that's a
Let's
bit.
just answer the question, Mr. Brody.
It's a weird change in direction.
No. I mean, I used to, not anymore.
Do you believe in life after death?
Okay, no. This is ridiculous. No, I'm not doing this.
Ridiculous or not, please just try to answer the question truthfully. Do you believe in life after death?
No.
Have you ever experienced a terrible occurrence that has impacted you significantly?
No.
Have you ever lost someone close to you?
Okay, look, I've answered all your questions. I'm not doing this anymore.
We're not done with the assessment yet, Mr. Brody. Have you ever lost someone close to you?
I don't care if we're done with the assessment, okay? I'm not doing this.
Have you ever lost someone close to
You
you?
have to.
I lost the only two people that ever mattered to me.
Thank you, Mr. Brody. This concludes our
Jeez.
assessment.
Yep.
Wait,
we're
that's
done.
it? What was the point of all of that? When do I get some damn answers?
Okay. So, there's a few things I actually want to mention with this one. It's interesting because I can't remember the passage of time between the clips. I know Jack mentioned it on the live stream, but I can't remember. I think it was like a few days in between each clip. Oh wow, it's got dark. But it's interesting that Chase is looking like more exhausted as the clips go on. Like the makeup around his eyes is really well done. That's fantastic. Chase has finally snapped. It's about time that it happened. After everything that he's gone through and all the crap he's gone through over the years, it's happened. He suddenly just like emotionally snapped. And that moment where they asked, "Oh, have you lost someone close to you?" and he suddenly just goes, "Yes!" Like, that was really well done. I feel like that's a weird, like, kind of moment for the community. Because, again, he's gone through so much and kind of just not taking it on his chin, but kind of sort of dragged his feet through all these experiences. And now I feel like that was him lashing out at it and being like, no more. What was the other thing I was going to mention? There were some of the questions where, it was the question of, do you regret your decisions? I feel like some of the questions aren't for him. I feel like some of the questions are for Auntie, who might be listening in. I don't feel that's for him, but Chase doesn't realise that. I don't know. I feel like maybe that wasn't a question for him, because I was like, that's a weird one to ask. But maybe that wasn't for Chase, that was for Auntie, and Chase doesn't realise or doesn't know. Okay, let's keep going.
Hello? Come on. Don't tell me you're giving me the silent treatment now.
Oh, I
It's
guess
just
that
even
was supposed to
fun.
be there today.
So, what? Am I supposed to just sit here and talk to myself?
Apparently.
Oh, Iris, you're so amazing. It's like only yesterday we used to talk. I miss you so much. It's probably just me though, right? Should we see other people?
Really? Oh, that was weird.
What do you want me to do with this? I'm not a
Chases
dog.
Iris's dog. Yeah.
Do you do this for all your guests? Or am I just special?
I have no idea, but I feel like occasionally I feel like I can hear like whispering in the static. But that might just be might be me just making things up. I don't know. This is a bit much. It's a bit loud.
I know you're watching. Hello? Anybody? Hello? Anybody? Come on. I know you're watching me. The light's on. I'll break your camera. Oh no! Help! Help! Oh, I've hurt myself! Oh, help!
They can see you. They know that you're lying.
Fuck.
It's not gonna work.
This is what you want, isn't it? Yeah, you guys watching. I know you're looking at me. You sick fuck.
Hi. No, thanks.
Can you at least turn the lights off? How am I supposed to sleep? Can you turn off the lights?
Oh yeah, what the hell?
Thank you.
I feel like them making him annoyed is deliberate. Yeah. They're doing this on purpose.
This isn't funny. I'm trying to sleep. Hey! Look!
Yeah.
When are you guys gonna let me out of here? Alright, it's starting to get really boring. I answered all of your questions. I told you everything I know. What more do you want from me?
Hello?
Hello? Is this some sort of sick joke?
Oh, there was a weird flash there.
Oh no.
Oh, here we go.
No, not this again. No, please. Please go away. Please. Please leave me alone. Please go away. What do you want from me?
Okay. So, I feel like with that one, they were supposed to meet him and have the interview thing again, but they didn't come round this time, which is why Chase was like, where are you guys? What's going on? I feel like them leaving him alone, them, you know, flickering with the lights and messing around with the lights, I feel like that's deliberate. Like, they're purposely trying to get him annoyed. They're purposely trying to get him mad, so then they can drive out the altar that he's connected to. And clearly he's connected to it, because in those last few seconds that we just saw, he starts hearing the voices again, and he goes, no, not this again. So clearly he's heard this before, and I assume he's heard this before in the Chase short and in Dark Silence. So, yeah. He does have something connected to him.
The date is
he's back
October
today.
21st, 2019. We are interviewing Chase Brody once again.
Welcome back. I thought you guys forgot about me or something.
Mr. Brody has experienced elevated exposure levels since we last spoke. Levels in the room have also been increased.
Wait, what do you mean? I've just been sitting here. What have you guys exposed me to?
Mr. Brody, there are powers in this world that would seek to harm individuals such as yourself that we are trying to protect you from.
What bullshit! You think you're doing all of this to protect me?
Believe me, Mr. Brody, we are. We're going to carry out the Hopkins assessment again.
Some of the shots
great.
have changed,
As
so there's
before,
like
please try to answer
close-ups
every
of
question
Aaron's face
truthfully.
now.
Is your name Chase Brody?
Yep.
Are you 34 years old?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, we've
Are
done
you
this
taking the
before.
Dr. Hopkins assessment right?
Yeah. Just ask the questions.
On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the lowest and 10 being the highest, how would you describe your current mental state?
Well, I'm pretty pissed off right now, so rock bottom. What was that?
Do you feel safe?
No.
Are you enjoying your time here?
Yeah, no.
No.
How does this image make you feel?
Wait.
Very
he
confused.
hasn't-
Do you know why you're here?
Wait, that's a weird question.
No,
to
I keep
ask.
asking you that.
Are you comfortable?
No.
That's a different
Do
question.
you have any experience with Alter 114209?
No. I keep telling you, no.
When was the first time you came into contact with Alter 114209?
I haven't.
Do you know why you're here?
Wait, didn't you ask me that already?
Have you ever lost someone close to you?
You've asked a lot of
Yes.
questions before.
How many pictures
Same
have you been
question
shown?
before.
I don't know, 4?
How many sounds have you heard?
2.
Do you regret your decisions?
Yes.
Do you mean that?
What?
Oh.
Have you ever experienced a terrible occurrence that has impacted you significantly?
No.
Yes.
Yes.
Do you believe in life after death?
No.
Have you ever experienced a terrible occurrence that has impacted you significantly?
Stop.
Have you ever experienced a terrible occurrence that has
This
impacted
is
you significantly?
really
Ever experienced a terrible
creepy.
occurrence that has impacted you significantly?
Stop. Please, stop it.
Have you ever experienced a terrible occurrence that has impacted you significantly?
Stop asking me.
Have you ever experienced a terrible occurrence that has impacted you?
Stop.
What are these
Stop it.
images?
Have you ever
that are flashing
experienced a
up?
terrible occurrence?
Stop!
There's some interesting images that just flashed up there.
Subject's exposure has increased to concerning levels. Suggest moving to second phase pending board permission.
What is this? What did you do to me? What did you do to me?
Oh, okay. So, where do we start with that? Jeez. This is where things started getting a bit like, oh, this is a bit stressful now. But obviously, Chaser's mental state has gone a bit all over the place because he started hearing the voices again. Things are going a bit weird. There's something going on in those flashes. There are images showing up in those flashes. And I'm debating whether to go through them now or maybe in a minute once we've done all the clips. But yeah, there's something going on in those images, but I'm not sure what they are. I don't really know. Also, in the very last shot of the camera, it glitched a little. So does that indicate that Chaser's connection with Auntie has got stronger and Auntie has started to form within the interrogation room? I don't know, these are all my theories so far. Like I said, I haven't watched all of Jack's like behind the scenes live stream thing yet, so pardon me, I apologise if there's anything that's already been disproven. But let's continue on. Here we go again.
No, not this again.
Oh, it says you're nothing.
Different. Hello? Yeah, I hear you. Who are you?
Ah. That wasn't in the live stream.
Where are you? How can I hear you? Help how? Wait, can you get me out of here?
Oh, I love the sounds, they're so good.
Then why are you talking to me? Are you trapped here too? No, don't say that, no. If both of us work together, we can get out of here. What do you mean? How do you know that? You've seen him too? What does he want? Wait, I don't understand. What do you mean I'm special? No, please don't go. No, please, I need to know. Echo? Are you there?
No.
Oh, come on, please. Don't
gone.
leave me alone here.
Okay. So we are now introduced to a possibly new character called Echo. So before Echo was introduced, there was a whisper that said you're nothing. I had a lot of theories to what Echo was probably going to be, but the more I think about it, the more I think it's Jameson Jackson, because at one point Chase said, "Oh, you've seen him too. What does he want?" And as far as I'm aware, JJ's the only one that is also aware of Auntie. I'm still on the theory that JJ's the time thief as well. So if you remember, I think it was in the Iris trailer that we reacted to, there is a warning poster to deal with the time thief. And I said that might be JJ. I can't remember if there was an alter number on there as well, so I do apologise. But I'm still on the theory that I think Echo is JJ. Which would be really cool because if you don't know, JJ's mute. Or as far as we know, he's mute. So it'd be really cool if he was called Echo. Like, that would be awesome. But the sounds to, like, represent the voice, like, talking to him, it's so good. It's so cool. So yeah. So he's now talking to someone called Echo. And here we are.
Hello,
You look
Chase.
horrific.
How are you doing today?
Oh, you're calling him Chase this time.
And we know you've been through a lot recently, Chase. We just want to help. Please, allow us to lighten the mood a little. We're not a bad company, Chase. We know you think we're evil and want to cause you harm, but that couldn't be further from the truth. We want to stop the bad things from happening.
You guys sure have a funny way of showing
He's
it.
talking in a weird,
We
like,
would like to share some information with you
elevator
about our company
pitch
and why
voice.
you're here, if you would allow us.
Okay.
A few years back, there was an incident in a small town in the north of England. An item was discovered that had a considerable influence over the people who lived there.
An item? What kind of item?
A small stone slab. It seemed harmless from the outside, but this item was affecting lives of everyone in this town. They had no idea, of course, but many of the residents there had talked about getting severe headaches that wouldn't go away, getting nosebleeds much more frequently than normal, and some started hearing voices.
Voices?
We're not entirely sure what these voices were saying, but they evidently had an impact on the people who experienced them. Many lost their minds, were completely unresponsive, while others, sadly, turned a darker path.
Well, why are you telling me this?
When Iris found out what had been happening in this village, we sent out a team to negate the problem. The CNC identified the item and took it back here for containment.
So?
So, you see, Chase, Iris helped those people in that village. We saved them. We find items like those and we protect people from them. We're not here to harm you. We just want to help.
So, what? Are you telling me that I'm being affected by one of these items?
Unfortunately, we believe there is something far more sinister interfering with your life.
How much more sinister can this get?
What is affecting you is orders of magnitude more powerful than any of these items.
So what? You guys knew that this was happening, and you just sat there and did nothing.
We're just trying to get to the bottom of this, Chase. We know what you've been through.
No, you have no idea what I've been through.
You've been seeing things, correct? Hearing voices in your head? Have you seen a man alongside these visions?
How did you know that?
That, Chase, is Alter 114209. We've been tracking him for quite some time.
Oh, I heard a little giggle
He
there.
won't leave me alone. He shows me such awful things. What I did.
We know what was taken from you, Chase. That you used to be a husband. A father.
Didn't kill them.
I'm sorry?
I didn't kill them.
I didn't notice what he said at the end the first time round. He said, I didn't kill them. But the doctor there never accused him of that. Never said that. Never said anything about that. So there was a theory going around when the ending of Dark Silence happened. The theory was that Auntie had made Chase kill his kids and wife. I still go along with that, and I think that line that he just said kind of proves that. Okay, so apologies if my framing looks a little different. I had to just change the battery. But the other thing as well is that before Chase starts talking, saying, "Oh, he won't leave me alone. He showed me horrible things," there was a little giggle that kind of showed up in my left earphone, which I didn't notice the first time round. I didn't hear it the first time round that I watched this. Also, I forgot to mention as well, I think some of the shots, some of the clips are extended, because there were definitely a few things in the last clip that I didn't see during the live stream. So, I think the only thing I want to go back frame by frame on is the interesting interrogation scene with the flashes and the flashing images, because I do want to see if there was anything in there. But aside from that, at the moment, I can't really think of anything else that I want to go back through, to be honest. So let's continue on. Oh, here we go.
I'm very sorry, Mr. Brody. We need to take you somewhere more secure.
Oh, something said no.
Secure. Why? What happened?
Nothing, Mr. Brody. It's merely a precaution.
Okay, a precaution against what, though?
Something's whispering.
You're not telling me.
We do this a lot, Mr. Brody. We move people around to free up space. You don't want to be stuck in this tiny room forever, do you?
No, that's not true, is it?
Something
happened.
If you would just follow us, we will happily explain everything.
He's not giving you a choice about that. Oh, okay, I can start talking about this now.
Wait,
What is it, Mr. Brody?
wait, we have to leave. I've been here before.
That's impossible, Mr. Brody.
No, you don't get it. I've been exactly here before. No, please, let me go. Please,
calm
no, we
down.
have to leave.
Calm down.
Please,
Mr. Brody.
please.
Oh, I heard the giggle again.
Please, no.
Oh god, we're just straight into the next bit, I guess. I thought we were going to have a break, but I guess not. We're just straight into the last one. Here we go. Yep. Time for us to see what's going on. That was a really cool transition as well, actually. That alarm is quicker than in the last clip. Oh, you ain't gonna make it. They're all dead. Oh, that's so cool. Yo! I love the music here as well. Oh!
Hello, Chase.
That is still terrifying. Okay, we just went straight to the next clip, I guess. So, what was I going to mention with the other one? Oh yeah, okay. So, the previous clip before the last one. So Chase gets told he has to go. He has to be moved. He ends up seeing a red hallway. So I didn't want to mention this at the beginning, but one of the beginning clips, he says, "Oh, I feel like I've been here before. There's like an energy that I recognise here." I think it was confirmed that the red hallway that we've just seen is the same one that's in Dark Silence. So yes, Chase has been here before, unfortunately. There was another giggle just as he started getting dragged into the corridor. I did notice that on the live stream. I didn't notice the other one though. But it's really nice that it's sort of very quietly there, so if you're not paying attention you won't hear it. But if you're like listening really close to what's going on, you'll hear it. What's the other thing I was going to say? That scream as he was being dragged down the corridor was a bit too visceral and a bit too emotional. But I think this also, like, this whole thing just really shows that Jack's acting just keeps improving and keeps getting better. The production quality is fantastic. And I do know that, was it Markiplier was his assistant director, I think it was. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. And Ethan Crank Gameplays was the main cinematographer, sorry. So they've all done, really big projects by now. We've reacted to In Space with Markiplier and all that lot. So they've done really big projects before. That are really good quality and like film quality. So it was really exciting to hear that they were involved with this. Yeah, let's just talk about the last clip. Because I was thinking of going back on the other clip first and then talking about the finale, but no, let's just go straight into the final clip. The other thing as well that the last clip really highlights is that I love the music for this. Especially at the end with like it building up as Auntie's like marching through the corridor. Him floating, thank you, I knew it. So I think it was during the trailer. I can't remember if I mentioned this in our trailer reaction to the Iris project, but I definitely remember tweeting out that I was like, either the footprints on the floor were weird, and I was like, either someone's teleported in or like glitch teleported in, and it'll be one or the other. Floating still works. Like floating down still works. The transition from the camera into the interrogation room, originally my theory was that was Auntie, because originally I was like, oh, Auntie's the security system, and this was him morphing into like a human body. That is not the case. I think Jack ended up saying that actually the transition was Auntie pulling us, the community, into the room to show us what our work had done, basically, from the interactive screen. Auntie's new look, I'm sorry, let's just go back. Where's it gone? Let's just go back to the final shot, because, oh god, I mean, jeez. If you think back to like 2016 of what Auntie looked like at that point, and now look now, I mean, wow. What's interesting though, and I didn't notice this last time, because to be fair, let's be honest here, that's a very creepy image, but in the background, the location is sort of warping and going a bit strange around him. So Auntie's able to kind of warp his surroundings and like the perspective of his surroundings, which I think is really, really cool. It still kind of adds in like the weird glitching that he used to have, but on I guess it's a different like variation of that, which I still really like. I think this is really cool. I think the transition as well from when it goes to the side view to in front of him and his eyes like glow as the camera pans round is so cool. It's so cool. Chase, buddy, you're gonna be in a world of problems. The other thing as well, so everyone at Iris I assume is dead. Like everyone at Iris I assume is just gone now. But there's been a few theories. A lot of people are saying that Auntie killed them, but I don't think that's the case, because a lot of people were like, oh, he killed them with his bare hands because he doesn't have his knife anymore. Because all of them were surrounded by like pools of blood. I think he made Chase kill them. Because that would make more sense to me. And then he doesn't get the blame for it. So I think that's what's happened. Because that would also explain why he's in the hall, at the end of the hallway. He'd just been about to be moved. It all went wrong and he's now there. I mean, wow. What a horrible but great introduction to the Iris Project. And the ego lore, like, wow. Okay, so I want to go back. Where was it? I think this same music actually that's playing when like Auntie's walking down the corridor. I think that same music is playing during like one of the interrogations. Okay, so this is one of the shots. This looks like a grave. What was the question he just asked? Oh yeah, it was the significant event thing. Okay, so something shows up here. So someone's hands, and then I think there's someone's face. Yeah. Like, can you see here? But I don't know who that is. The only thing I can think of is that maybe it's the wife and kids that he's remembering. Because Aaron's still asking him the same question. Like, about the terrible occurrence. So I think the images in the flashes that Chase is like experiencing are those flashbacks to his wife and kids. I think that's what it's supposed to mean. Let's see if there's anything else. Okay, there is more stuff, but I don't really know. I'm trying to... Okay, so the next one is this. See, for me, this looks like a glass of, like, alcohol or something. Because as we know, Chase is an alcoholic. So I'm thinking, like, maybe this is a glass of alcohol or something. What was the next image? Okay, there was a whole bunch going on here, but I don't know what this is. Okay, I don't know what this is. Something for you guys to figure out, I guess. But I'm not sure what this is supposed to be. Okay, so when the question keeps getting repeated, like, have you ever experienced a terrible occurrence that have impacted you significantly? The images that are showing up is to do with his wife and kids and his family. So I think that's, well, that's my theory anyway. I think that's the images that are being shown. And he doesn't want to answer. Or he doesn't want to answer anymore. Maybe out of guilt or grief. But yeah. Casey boy, you've been through a lot. You're going to go through so much more. I'm so sorry. And I remember even Jack years ago saying, I've, you know, written out his story, I'm going to make you all cry. So I was like, I'm mentally ready for this. It's interesting, the other thing I want to mention as well actually, is during the live stream, there was an image of one of the officers, or like one of the oh, what do you call it, like the common rooms. That's not the right word for it, but that kind of image showed up. Someone noticed that there's Jackie Boy Man's mask, there's Marvin's mask, and there's a Jackie Boy Man comic in those rooms, which is interesting. So they are there. They are within that universe. JJ has also been referenced. His bow tie was in one of the clips that Iris put up a couple of weeks ago now on their Twitter. The only one that hasn't been referenced so far is Dr. Schneepelstein. So I still think he works with Iris. Like, I think he still works with Iris. I don't think he's a founder. But yeah, I think he works with Iris, and I don't know, he can't be in this department because as far as I can tell, they're all dead now. So I'm not sure. But I'm interested to know where he's going to be, because next to Anti, he's my favourite ego. So I'm very interested to know where he's going to be with this. Especially since I think his last clip that he was introduced in was, what do you call it? He discovered time travel, or it's theorised that he discovered time travel. So yeah, I'm very interested to know where he's going to be placed within this universe and how all that's going to go. This is going to be a really long video. I'm so sorry. This is going to be such a long video. But I really wanted to react to this. I apologise that this is not a blind reaction. But seeing as it was Halloween, I kind of wasn't really doing anything for Halloween. So I just ended up joining in. So yeah, I will probably put timestamps in, actually, for each one. I don't know. Or put timestamps in for the intro, me reacting to the clips, and then just kind of looking at the freeze frames. That's probably what I'll do, actually. So, yeah. I am very excited to see what the rest of the project is going to be. And I know that, like, Jack on stream, Jacksepticeye on stream, said that this was going to be going on for years. Like, this is a huge project now, and he's all in. And I'm so excited, because I think he wants to do quite a lot of different medias with this. Which I'm like, yeah. And I've said this before, even with the Chase short, and I said that, you know, because this is fantastic quality, and he did actually say how much it cost to make, which I won't say, but it was a lot. a lot. But it really shows, like, you can see the money on the screen. Like, it really shows. The production quality is fantastic. The acting's really good. The music I love. I absolutely adore it. And even the sound design is really good as well. Yeah, I'm very excited for what's to come next. But I think that because of how huge this is going to be, because of how much of a good quality this is, I'll say the same thing that I said with the Chase short. Like, if we only get one, like, ego thing each year, but it's this quality, then I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that, because this is fantastic. This is amazing. And I've really enjoyed this. But this was my reaction to, this is called Anomoly Found Chase Brody. I think it did have another title originally, but I missed it, so I don't know what it was called. But this was Anomoly Found Chase Brody. This is part of the Iris project that Jacksepticeye has started. Very excited for it. I think it's going to be amazing. And Chasey boy, you've got a lot of problems coming. But thank you all for watching, and I will see you all soon. Bye!